Okay, Raider Nation, we're going to be talking about something that I've been trying to avoid and did everything that I could not to talk about it because I don't want my channel to become a channel of having to call other people out. But my goodness, it appears as though we definitely have ourselves a Benedict Arnold. And if you don't know what that reference is to, go read some history on who that is. We have ourselves our very own Judas, our very own Benedict Arnold type of guy within the Raider Nation creator community here on YouTube and social media. But I just want to thank today's sponsor, Earth Elixir, a proudly owned and operated company by a Raiders lifelong fan. And Earth Elixir gives you all of the natural supplements you could ever want to help you sleep better, feel better, and even increase your natural testosterone without having to do TRT. So click the link down in the description and get 15% off just for the Raider D family. A guy who's come into my live podcast streams and dropped all kinds of nonsense comments, and I let those go, but I got a bone to pick. We're going to talk about it today, about this guy, and I know there's a couple of them out there. There's people who love him and there's people who hate him, and I don't care about, the way that they do their content, the way they create their content. That's all fine. It doesn't really bother me. Some of their stuff is good, some of it's not good. But when you're claiming to be a representative of the Raider Nation, when you're claiming to be that voice of the Raider fan base, man, I really hope that you're actually a Raiders fan. But there are people out there who simply are doing this because they got hired to do so. They get a paycheck by a company who tells them to be a fan of a particular team because that's the slot that they have available. And they may be good at their jobs. They may be very knowledgeable about football. They may be very knowledgeable about players, but they're not an actual fan of the team that they're supposed to be representing. And for me, I think it's great that we have a guy like Hondo Carpenter, who is a sports beat reporter for Sports Illustrated, and he is assigned to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's his job. He gets paid for it. But he's also honest about it, that he didn't become a Raiders fan. He wasn't a Raiders fan. He's just a beat reporter. Now, as he's been reporting on the Raiders, he's come to grow and love the team and everything else. And that's wonderful that he's open and he's honest about it. But we have some other guys here that are on YouTube and social media that are claiming to be these big-time Raiders fans. And then they go and they say stuff like this.
The Saints had 3 wide receivers on the roster, and I really want them to sign Hunter Renfrow, who is currently available right now. They have since signed Cedric Wilson, the former Miami Dolphins wide receiver, to a 2-year contract. That is not good for me since I want them to grab Hunter Renfrow.
So as you can see, it's a bit confusing as to whether this guy, Wi-Fi Willie, is actually a fan of the Raiders or if he's a fan of the Saints. Because I'm a Raiders fan. I also have another channel called The Mike Dean Show. And in that channel, I talk about general football, college and NFL. Just got it started. But you know what I don't do? I don't make videos over and over and over against another NFL football team, wanting them to get this player, wanting them to get that player, wanting them to have success in this way and that way. And every other video is now coming out about the Saints, and you're not seeing hardly any Raiders content coming from Wi-Fi Willie anymore. So this is my call out to you, Wi-Fi. This is my beef with you. I'm a Raiders fan. I'm from Northern Cali. You're supposed to be from Fresno. I've been there. Are you a Raiders fan or are you a Saints fan? Just come out with it straight up. And here's the deal. This is my call out to you. Hit me up, RaiderDPodcast@gmail.com, and let's make a video about it. Let's clear the air. Let's get you out of the closet, and you can come out as a Saints fan if that's what you really are. And then people will actually maybe have some respect for you. But if you're going to continue to call yourself a Raiders fan, trying to get super chats from Raider Nation, yet you are absolutely in love with the New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr, John Gruden, Hunter Renfrow going there, John Abrams, all of this stuff that you keep calling for to improve and remake the Raiders image into New Orleans. If that's what you really want, you're not actually a Raiders fan, but you are a Derek Carr fan. I loved Derek Carr. I had a love-hate relationship with him, but he's gone now. I have nothing bad to say about him, but he's not a Raider anymore. I care about AOC. And even though I didn't like the Gardner Minshew signing, he's now a Raider. So I love Gardner Minshew at the end of the day. If he's the starter, I'm going to root him on. I'm not rooting on Derek Carr to win games. I'm not rooting on Hunter Renfrow to go there. I wish him the best in whatever he does, but I'm not sitting here making videos saying the New Orleans Saints should absolutely get him. I want the Saints to get Hunter Renfrow. That's really bad for me because I really want the Saints to get him. That sounds like what a fan says. I want the Raiders to get Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco. I'm not saying I want San Francisco to get Devontae Adams. I'm saying my team. I want my team to get people. So because you keep making these videos about the New Orleans Saints while still claiming to be a Raider fan and still trying to have clout within the Raider Nation and make money off of the Raider Nation, then we need to clear the air here, bud. Because I remember when you only had a couple thousand subs. I used to watch you back then because I thought you were actually a Raiders fan. But dude, I had to start making YouTube videos. I had to make a channel for the Raider Nation because I keep seeing things like you and Mitchell Rentz going down this crazy non-Raider-esque path that is an insult to the Raider Nation. So Raider Nation, drop a comment down below. Am I completely out of bounds here? If I am, let me know down in the comments. But if I'm on target, let me know down in the comments. Because if you feel the way that I feel, that these half-baked Raiders fans who are really fans of the New York Jets or the Dallas Cowboys or the New Orleans Saints are the ones out here representing us, the Raider Nation, when it's obviously that they don't actually care about the Raiders, if you feel the same way I do, drop a comment, hit a like on this video, and make sure that you subscribe to the RaiderDPodcast.